The VPN market has never been so fiercely competitive. In the past year alone, we've seen tons of new features, security enhancements, and complete UI revamps. And while all VPNs accelerate for the best VPN title, I've found 4 that are in a superior race altogether. So let's analyze security, affordability, and any unique strengths to see which might be the right fit for you. Alright, this VPN comparison pits NordVPN, Surfshark, Proton VPN, and IPVanish against one another. All of their marketing will tell you that they're safe, but let's investigate the facts and how well your data is protected. First off, all 4 VPNs use excellent encryption ciphers. This guarantees data is encrypted in transit and totally unreadable to any snoopers. They also all have kill switches, so if you face network instability while browsing, you're guaranteed that none of your identifiable data is leaked. Plus, the security of your data is reinforced even further because all of these VPNs promise not to log your browsing activity, timestamps, or IP address. This isn't just talk either, it's proven by independent audits. And it would seem that NordVPN is gunning for the title of most audited policy on the market, recently getting audited for the 6th time. Now, those alone are strong security practices that they all share, but I'm more interested in their differences. For example, Proton VPN stands out within the industry for being open source. This means its source code is publicly available. If any vulnerabilities are detected, they get reported and quickly patched. It's also from a nonprofit organization that was founded by a group of scientists. On the other hand, NordVPN and Surfshark cannot store your data, and not just because they say so, but by literal design. This is thanks to RAM-only servers. Every time they're rebooted, all of the data is wiped. IPVanish announced it'll roll this out to all servers by 2027, but Proton VPN argues that its preferred method, disk encryption, is just as safe. I'll have to save that debate for a whole nother video, but for now, just know that RAM-only servers and disk encryption both achieve the same goal. Moving on to jurisdiction, this is where only NordVPN and Proton VPN fit the bill because their jurisdictions don't belong to countries with harsh data retention laws. Surfshark and IPVanish's jurisdictions aren't as privacy friendly. However, with no logs policies and RAM-only servers, there's nothing really to worry about. And at the end of the day, each top VPN has proven security and excellent practices which guarantee your data remains private. They just do things a little differently. So if you already know which of these best VPN options you want to try, you don't have to pay full price. I've carefully selected discounts, which you'll find down in the description, or just scan this QR code. Now, you might be looking for a simple VPN with no learning curve or a more advanced tool. Either way, let's find out where each VPN lands. To begin with, all 4 VPNs have apps for mobile and desktop, and connecting to a server is straightforward enough. But if I had to choose the best VPN for PC and Mac overall, I'd say that NordVPN's desktop apps are the most appealing. They're straightforward enough for a beginner, but still offer a lot of functionality for more advanced users. Surfshark's desktop apps are just as intuitive, and each feature comes with its own explanation, so it's ideal for a beginner to get started straight away. In comparison, Proton VPN's desktop apps give off more of a techie vibe. At first glance, a beginner might get a little overwhelmed. However, the functions aren't complicated, and there's a guided tour to help. Looking at IPVanish's desktop apps, they're all well designed. However, I think only an advanced user can fully appreciate how customizable everything is, from advanced settings to detailed stats about the connection. Additionally, all VPNs seem to keep a fairly consistent interface, so you won't feel lost if you switch from desktop to mobile. Android apps offer more functionality, including specialized servers and ad blockers too. While iOS versions are highly capable apps, some versions lack particular features due to stricter Apple policies. What's great though is that each VPN has a generous number of simultaneous connections. You can connect every device in your house or share a subscription cost. Alright, aside from usability, what makes each VPN worthwhile? So, NordVPN has quite a few unique features, and there's no denying that Meshnet is one of them. This is so loved by the community that NordVPN decided against removing it, and instead is actually committed to making it open source. It's useful to create remote LAN parties or secure file sharing because you can connect devices to the same private network from anywhere in the world. Plus, it's a good workaround for accessing OpenClaw AI more safely without exposing your data or weakening your security. In addition, NordVPN also has Threat Protection Pro. This blocks ads, trackers, and anything dangerous while you browse, and it can also scan your downloads for malware. On top of that, there are specialized servers. These make your browsing as private as possible by routing your connection through 2 servers instead of just 1, and can even incorporate the Tor network for a more private connection. There are also servers that mask your VPN connection altogether and help you get around network, government, or work restrictions. All right, now how does Surfshark compare? Well, if you want to stop using your real information online and avoid spam mail, its alternative ID feature is perfect. It generates fake emails that you can use instead. Dynamic multi-hop is similar to NordVPN's double VPN in that it lets you route your connection through 2 servers. However, this version is more customizable. It's also powered by Nexus technology, which is the infrastructure's backbone for enhanced security and stability. Everlink is another Surfshark technology. It's kind of like a kill switch on steroids, and it's the first of its kind in the industry. It gives you a smoother and more reliable connection because if you face network instability or maintenance, it revives your connection without ever disconnecting you from the VPN network. GPS spoofing is an Android-exclusive feature, which easily makes Surfshark the best VPN for Android. With it, you can trick location-dependent apps into thinking you're in an entirely different place. The Surfshark One subscription is also noteworthy. This includes a fully functional antivirus which runs scans and works in real time to protect your device from all types of threats. Plus, there's an ad-free private search engine and instant alerts if your information is leaked on public databases. Looking at Proton VPN next, it has a VPN accelerator. They advertise that this increases speeds by 400%, and while I can't say that's true, I can feel the difference when this thing is turned off. I also really like its profile feature. With it, I can customize all types of requirements to meet my specific needs and get quick access. You can even configure these profiles to connect to Proton VPN's secure servers, which are more private because they're placed in high-security data centers. And port forwarding. Sure, this isn't unique, but its implementation sure is. Generally, using port forwarding is compromising between stable torrenting and safety. However, with Proton VPN's version, you get the best of both worlds. Your connection is routed through a firewall, so it's much more secure than it normally would be. All right, what about IPVanish? You can get a really generous amount of cloud storage depending on your subscription. Plus, files are continuously backed up in real time. But is your data safe? Well, it utilizes LiveDrive, an award-winning cloud storage service which was created by IPVanish. It's totally legit with 24/7 intrusion prevention as well as an ISO certification. On top of that, IPVanish offers a free eSIM with all VPN subscriptions. If you travel, it's decent, but it's only for one-time use. Overall, each VPN has a lot to offer, so you should consider which features match your online habits and digital lifestyle most. All right, let's take a look at the one thing that can really frustrate all users: speed. To get a better understanding of which VPN reigns supreme here, I had our research team run a bunch of speed tests. Each VPN was tested using its fastest protocol in different continents to compare the effect on our original speed. Looking at the results, on paper, NordVPN is the fastest VPN, and this is largely due to its superior in-house tunneling protocol, NordLynx. While the other VPNs use the standard WireGuard protocol, NordLynx is a more modern version which is faster and more secure. But you might notice that NordVPN versus Surfshark speeds are actually pretty close. And as an actual user, I can't feel a huge difference in website loading times here. In contrast, IPVanish and Proton VPN are slower, but to be honest, all of these speeds are enough for most online activities. Still, there's no denying that the best VPN 2026 option for unmatched speeds is NordVPN. Another factor to consider aside from your ISP speed is server variety. Generally speaking, the closer the server is to your geographical location, the better your speeds will be. Thankfully, you're spoiled for choice here. All VPNs have thousands of servers across hundreds of locations. But how does that affect streaming and torrenting? Well, because of the wide server coverage, I was able to access most streaming services and major libraries with all 4 VPNs. Sometimes I'd get the odd error message, but I found that changing servers and refreshing my browser seemed to fix any issues. When it comes to torrenting, it's a different story. IPVanish is the only one that doesn't have specifically optimized torrenting servers, but it does have a free SOC 5 proxy. Then again, so does NordVPN. And because of its better speeds, you can expect it to win in a NordVPN versus IPVanish torrenting battle. However, comparing Proton VPN versus NordVPN for torrenting, there is a bigger difference. Because of Proton VPN's port forwarding feature we mentioned earlier, torrenting is not only stable, but it's safer. Right, the final piece of this puzzle is to compare costs. So, which VPN offers the best value? They all have different subscription lengths and tiers. If you want a cheap VPN, Surfshark has the lowest monthly cost when looking at the 2-year plans. However, the difference between IPVanish versus Surfshark subscriptions is pretty small, especially when you look at its essential plan. So I'd say both have excellent value. Plus, they can both be used on an unlimited number of devices. In comparison, Proton VPN versus NordVPN subscriptions are quite similar, with Proton VPN costing a little bit more. Of course, it all depends on what you prioritize, the features you need, and the budget that you have. After looking at all the facts, I consider all 4 of these best VPN 2026 options great choices for keeping your data well hidden. If you want the best performance and unique features, NordVPN is worth the cost, and it's what I'm currently using. Surfshark is a much cheaper alternative with robust security and great value. Proton VPN is the most transparent choice from an exceptionally trustworthy company, and IPVanish is a good customizable option that's got a competitive price point. Just don't forget you can get these VPNs at the best price possible by using my links. I hope this helped you out. Stay safe out there. Bye.